This game today was going to be featured as Classic Chess Combos number 14. However, upon watching or looking at this game that was played many years ago in France, even before I was born, that's a long time ago, was played by the great Alekhine, and of course he's one of my favourites of all time. And so I had a look at this game and I was going to put it up here as the Classic Chess Combos number 14, which is a new sort of a sequence of combinations that I've brought to you on this chess channel. However, when I gleaned the contents of this game that he played as black, one, I was surprised to find that in Paris, Alexander Alekhine had actually played the French defence, which was quite amusing. And then some other things happened. I then noticed that he played f6 as black in the advanced French defence. And then he played with a loss of tempi or tempo, whatever the differentiation is, f5. So that's when I thought of some of the things I've heard that he has actually said in an interview. So this game was actually 1923, and it's the second game of the match where Andre, and I'm probably going to pronounce this incorrectly, I'll put my reading spectacles on, my reading glasses, not my spectacles, anyway, and it was played, the second game of the match, 1923 in February in Paris, and his opponent, Andre Muffang, I hope I get that right, Muffang also, had died in March 1989. So this is a game that they had together, and as I've already brought to your attention, this is a game that Alexander Alekhine played my move. So that means that it's not my move, but f5 might be, but it's not really. So because it's actually in books that predate my birth, or they were around about the same time, so I was too young to play them when I was about, knee-high to a grasshopper, even though there's no such thing. So anyway, I want to just go through this game because it's beautiful as well, and it's inspiring. Now I want to talk about the thing that intrigues me about this whole thing happening. Okay, that is, I planned to come on here and discuss with you, or not discuss, but put on a 7, 8, 12 second or 13 second short of Classic Chess Combos number 14. But then some surprises occurred. So number 14, don't worry, it will return. It will come to this chess channel as long as I breathe air in these lungs, which is something I often say to my friends. If they say, are you going to be there? I will if I can be, but you never know. The other thing is I've never ever seen this game before in my life. Not in this book, The Golden Treasury of Chess. It's one of my favourite books, and in this book I have inscribed that I've never seen or looked at this game before, but after today it will be shown to me later on that I've actually looked at this game. So I haven't actually looked at this game, but I've seen games around it, and I'm going to show you it very shortly. But one of the things I'm intrigued about, two things, is one, I say, is it better to come to a speech with a written speech or to do it off the cuff. Now, a friend of mine from my church has told me there are some, you can still have your sort of guidelines, like your intro, your body, like an essay, and the conclusion, what you've actually told them. So that was quite helpful, but I like to just speak off the cuff instead. So I am in a lot of conversation with a friend of mine, one of my best friends, who we have a completely different opinion about whether or not we should have something written down and read it from point A to point, we'll just say X instead of Z, or whether it's better to be doing this. And this is something very, very similar to Alexander Alekhine, what he also says elsewhere in an interview. He says, like artists, this is not verbatim, like artists, chess players are born, not made. So that's a controversial. I'd love to hear what your opinion is of that, but that's what he said. Chess players, just like artists, are already going to be chess players if they actually decide to play chess. They're not made over the years and all that sort of thing. Of course, we can fine-tune those sorts of things. Anyway, I'm going... and I won't edit, but I'm going to bring this game to you, and I'll stay in the picture, but I'm going to bring this game to you, and I'm going to bring it into... I'll bring it into slow format. So I'll play it in slow format, and so thereby I can add music, company music in the background, probably one of my favorites, the Blue Danube, or something like that. So anyway, I'm going to bring this game to you, and I will try to not talk, and I'll try to just have my facial expressions do all the talking, which is one thing I've learned about chess, is let the chess pieces do the talking, not you, David. So let's begin. It might be a bit slow. Amazing that Alekhine plays the French in one instance anyway. Absolutely. Maybe it's because he's in Paris back then. It's sort of an honour, isn't it, really? I'm going to speed it up to... I'm going to make it faster. I don't know. I think I'll do this. So I like to do things off the cuff, but there is some point to be made to make it organised as well, to a point. Or to have some things written down. That's how I deal best. See, F6. What? I just looked at this book half an hour ago, and this book I've owned since 1978, 77. And now he goes, I think he goes F5 now. Wow, my hands are getting in the way of the screen. G4 is a move, and so I now look, how does he play against G4? So this has been played as well. So there's no way, there's nothing new under the sun, as the Bible says. There's nothing new under the sun. And here is proof. So I've been playing these positions, but not... Sometimes I've played F6 and F5 because I've accidentally hit the F6, the F7 pawn to go to F6 instead. It's meant to go to F5, but it goes to F6 in some cases when I have a finger drop or it's freezing cold and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I might edit this talking out. Probably won't. So I'm really happy to find this game, and so I think I'd much rather bring it to you in widescreen, 16:9, and I'd much rather bring it to you in full, like with commentary. But the complete surprise has gone out since I looked at this. So I'm not actually really completely surprised as I was when I placed these moves out. And I thought, I'm not going to put this as a classic short. Classic chess combo short. Check. The royal flush. Wow. No, damn. Now comes queen b2. I wonder what oh no, rook c2. I thought it was queen b2. But it would be good not. What happened here? Okay. Have we gone down at the sideline? Okay, we have. Okay, I'm going to have to. It was queen b2. That's pretty amazing. So I'm just going to have to make this. Because that was a sub variation that I hadn't edited, see? So it was all just not going to get edited either. I'm just going to bring this the way it came to me or you or us or ons, as the Dutch say. Castling. I'll put my specs back on. Reading glasses, not spectacles. Looks like queen a6 wins the. Doesn't really though. So the point in which I'm going to say I would have brought this as a short was when the combination starts, but I'm not sure if the combination didn't start already, because the great Alekhine, one of the world's best ever in my books, is playing the black pieces. Queen swap. Nope, queen d1. Hit your rook, we'll take your rook if you don't watch it. Oh no, you're attacking mine. My queen. Ah, knight a7, wow. This is where I was going to start the combo, number 14, but then from the book diagram, but then I saw he was playing the French, 2, I was able to talk about what he says about chess players are born, not made. So that's very controversial. The grandmasters that I've interviewed for and on this chess channel have a variation on that idea. They don't think it's correct. So we've got relatively equal material here without going into too much detail for black or white. But the way that is played by the world champion of a few times or so at least is quite revealing for not getting too excited with attacking that knight on f3 quickly. So he still stands back a little bit. He's very careful, not like me, with me jumping in and going, I'll defend this. Now he plays bishop e4 to defend the rook on g6 and thereby continues to attack the knight f3. And soon it will be over, but not without a fight from white. Queen g4, and what is the story now? Oh, it's not check. Oh, good. So bishop d4. Oh, yeah, knight d4. Okay. Okay, we see Queen e4, Rook g5, and Rook f1 is following soon with checkmate, other than if White went Queen g4 to stop it for a few seconds. And here we've got the final Bishop f5, the skewer or whatever it's called, and winning White's queen here with. I think that now I will return to you. I will return to you on the spaceship, their Enterprise. We were talking about I Dream a Genie yesterday. I've got a silver kettle sort of thing. I was polishing it up, and every time I've been rubbing it, I've been hoping that a genie would appear. What is your wish, Master? But anyway, that's another story, another time. Anyway, this position here is obviously now for White resignable. What a great game. But this has kind of happened more to my nature, this, by going out and having something thought, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do chess combos, or classic chess combos, number 14 now, and not intending to bring you along in widescreen, as I've already said. And so that encompasses my sort of personality more than if I've got something fixed in mind. So that's quite interesting for me to have that happen for me. It's sort of like giving me a wee self message, if you get what I'm saying. So what I've brought you here is a classic game where we have the world chess champion from back then, and as I say, one of my favourites, and I hope he's one of your favourites too, because he loved putting blinkers on. Like, he didn't have spectacles on, he had blinkers on when he was playing in the central areas of the chessboard, whereby he was being attacked on the flank, but he didn't care. He just played centrally and all that sort of stuff. And so that's one of the things I really love about Alexander Alekhine, and just his style is alike that to the great Garry Kasparov as well. Those sorts of things. So I'm saying this is, for me personally, a really nice game for me to find, and that's why I've brought it in this format instead of the classic chess combos number 14, which, as I've said, will return. And so anyway, I'm going to return too, but now I'm going to go, because otherwise I'm going to go too much on about it. And I thank you very much for watching, and all the best with your chess no matter where it's at. And I hope you enjoyed this session. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I really, really appreciate it. Please let me know what you think in the comments about the statement about whether or not artists and chess players are born that way, or whether they're being made that way. Be very careful. I'm going to play very conservatively.